is it worth it to get a premium subscription to one of these GPTs, these large language models? And if you'll talk about, I know that people used to have prompts kind of saved in a doc and they would copy and paste them and then use that. But now there's custom GPTs through ChatGPT's premium subscription. Can you talk about, is it worth it to have that premium subscription, and then kind of the benefits of these custom GPTs and how to use them?
Yeah, that's a great question. So I will give you some like my personal experience or real life experience on whether to go down the road of buying a subscription. Even as ridiculously cheap, comparatively speaking, as these subscriptions are, I am a huge cheapskate. Like I hate paying for stuff that I think I can figure out a workaround for free. And so I have tried pro subscriptions on Claude. I've tried it with Perplexity. I went down the road of getting it for ChatGPT. And really, the reason why I have a pro subscription for ChatGPT today is to be able to access that GPT library. And then also to be able to create my own GPTs for different aspects of life. So a couple months ago, if you have a ChatGPT subscription, the plus or pro subscription, you can create a custom GPT along those lines. And it gives you access to GPT-4, and then you start with GPT-4, and then you can start to do some stuff on the back end. So to my knowledge, I released what I believe is the first GPT that's custom for Landmen, that's trained on Landmen topics. And so I've spent hours in conversation in the back end. I've been uploading various, sources and things, information that I've either presented on or collected over the years. And I'm constantly like working on it in spare time, trying to make it better and trying to refine it and make it more intuitive. But one of the things that I really like about it and how it's helpful to other people, especially if they're new to using these large language models, is that I've tried to design it to where you don't have to have that context. And so as an example, if I go into ChatGPT 4, just the standard run-of-the-mill mode that's available to everyone, if I go into it and I ask, what is AAPL? It'll give me information about Apple computers, because AAPL is the ticker symbol for AAPL. And so it'll give me like all the information about Apple. If I go into the GPT though that I created and I ask, what is AAPL? Because of the information and training that I've given it on the back end, it'll give me a synopsis of the American Association of Professional Landmen. If I go to the run-of-the-mill GPT and I ask, tell me about the 2015 JOA, the answer it'll give back to me is, well, you could be talking about a form that was made in 2015. You could be talking about a contract that was dated in 2015. You'll have to give me more information. If I go into my GPT and say, tell me about the 2015 JOA, it'll say the 2015 JOA was a massive upgrade from the prior 1989 form, and these are the main bullet points that it covers. And so a couple of things that I see that being really helpful on. One is, if you are brand new to the industry and you're brand new in your profession, having a very experienced, knowledgeable mentor is invaluable. Somebody you can ask questions to, but not everybody has that accessible to them. This makes that accessible to them to where they can ask those questions that either on things that they don't know about or they're too embarrassed to ask about in a public setting. They can ask this on the side and get some really good information from it. The other thing that I'm trying to do by creating a custom GPT is to eliminate that necessity of being good at prompt engineering. And so it's trained on the Landman mental state, our language, et cetera. It already has that context built in to where you don't have to set the stage in a very detailed way. You can be pretty general in your questions on what you're trying to look for on a Landman topic, and it's going to already know what it is that you're talking about.
Yeah.
So how does that work, Jerris? So what you have with a premium subscription, for instance, you're starting with a base of, what GPT-4 is trained on, right? And it's the entirety of the web or whatever's been published. What's the mechanics of that process? Do you say, okay, now I'm a premium subscription. I want to make a kind of Landman specific version of this? Do you have to prompt it and kind of lay the groundwork for what you're creating?
You
Or
do,
is it,
yeah.
are you just adding to the top of what's already there, but with specific nuance to what you're trying to achieve?
It's kind of a mixture of both. One is, so when you sign up for the premium subscription of ChatGPT and you log in, you'll see something in the corner, I think, that says like my GPTs. And once you click on that,
Okay.
then one, you can see the entire GPT library of the thousands or tens of thousands at this point that have been created. And it's got a search deal. So if there's like a specific topic that you're trying to look for, or if you're wanting, particular help on being able to handle a certain task, I mean, of any walk of life, then you can see other GPTs that people have created. And then
And
some
have
of them
access
are
to that.
actually, yeah, or some of them might be standalone applications like on a different website that you can go to. And these are just like teaser or demo versions of it, et cetera. But if you're going to create your own, there's a button somewhere that just says like create your own
Yeah.
GPT, and you open it up and it asks you, what is it what do you want to create? I mean, it's very similar to how you would talk to a GPT for, just a generalized query. It helps you create a custom one in the same method. And as you talk to it, it's adding instructions to its background. And then you also have the ability to create knowledge sources, various attachments. They can be text files, they can be JSON files, they can be PDFs, etc. And you can compile your information and upload it to it, and it uses it as a knowledge base. One of the things that I've learned, that I've pointed out, or that I've learned from experience, is that they do say it's beta, and it is. It doesn't always work as perfect as what I would like. So I'm like constantly trying to refine and try and figure out how I'm going to structure the data a different way to where it can read it more efficiently, or it doesn't get confused on multiple topics. And so there's a lot of stuff that I'm doing in the background to try and teach it to look at that. When this type of question is asked, look at this, not that, or trying to strike, it can also access the internet. And so I'm trying to like strike a balance between my sources I feel good about, internet I don't feel really good about. So use my sources first, but use the internet to kind of, supplement it where needed.